from the vault, high atop the pastoral center of the Diocese of Camden, you're listening to Talking Catholic.
Hey everybody, this is Pete Sanchez. I'm here with Mike Walsh. We are in Ocean City, New Jersey, and you're listening to Talking Catholic. Mike, it's a wonderful day here down the shore.
I believe you're fibbing to the listeners. It is gray and morose and a little chilly. Let's see, according to I think it's currently 77 degrees. So actually it's a perfect day for me down the shore since I never have any interest in going to the beach anyway. But I would just hang out on the boardwalk all day or sit in the rental house watching old TV shows and then take a nap somewhere and then hang out on the side and then invite people over for dinner and stuff like that. So yes, in that case, it is a perfect day. Though I think for most shore people, they would look at it and go, "Oh man, it's gray. I don't want it to be gray." It
is. Well, it's interesting. I kind of like it. It's breezy. It's pretty cool, I guess, in comparison to the last couple of days where it felt like, I'm going to do my best to get to heaven, because after the past couple of days, I think I've realized what hell will probably feel like. And at least in New Jersey, it was really hot.
That was an unpleasant run of 5 or 6 days, I will admit. All in the hundreds with 100% humidity, and just it was awful.
It was, but we got some relief yesterday. Unfortunately, there was power out at some places. My power went out for a bit with the storm that passed through. So you had the heat and then you had the storm. And now it's today. I don't know. Any day down the shore to me is a good day.
Yes.
So we're here. And Mike, but you have some cool, let's start off with your news announcements. There's a bunch of holy hours.
I only have it on my phone. That's right. So for anyone who was an attendee at the convocation this year, you've probably gotten this email from our often on the podcast of late, Donna Ottaviano Britt. But there are holy hours that are going to be held throughout South Jersey over the next 5 weeks, starting, the first one will have been, by the time you people listen to this, yesterday. So the first one starts on July 24th. The next one, the upcoming one, is Wednesday, August 7th, which will be done at Holy Eucharist Parish, 344 Crescent Road, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And it's an opportunity for people to come together and worship together, which is, as Donna says, there is no greater way to celebrate together as a community than through prayer. Where we implore God to continue to make us instruments of the Holy Spirit, so the work we do across the Camden Diocese bears much fruit, both now and into the future. This is really designed sort of to enhance this spirit of missionary discipleship that we're hoping will grow in South Jersey coming out of the convocation. So the first one was held on Wednesday, July 24th at St. John of Brettamola Parish. Then I told you about the next one at Holy Eucharist. And on August 21st, it'll be at Incarnation Parish. On Wednesday, August 28th, it'll be at St. Teresa of Calcutta Parish. And then on Wednesday, September 11th, it'll be at St. Damien Parish, which is where we are right now in Ocean City. And all those times are 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. for these holy hours. So it's a really nice opportunity, and it's not just for people who went to the convocation. They ask everyone to bring a friend. Holy hours. I personally, listen, Mass will always be number one, but a good holy hour is right up there for me, with an opportunity to really just take a moment to be prayerful and focus on Christ and God's mission for us here on earth. So I hope people can come out to that, and it should be a nice run of evenings. Right, Pete?
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that I just love it. I love adoration, period. And then, but there's a really cool, speaking of adoration, in Atlantic City, Friday, August 2nd, coming up, the Light the Fire that the Franciscan Sisters of the Renewal, they did it last year. It was a great success. Basically, it's adoration evangelization. There's adoration, music, confession, And then also, this is neat. There will be the option, you don't have to, but if you're so inclined, go out in teams to walk the Atlantic City streets to invite others to come and pray with you in St. Michael's Church and to light a candle in the church. Just a way to bring the faith, bring the light of Christ to others and light the fire. This is going to be again Friday, August 2nd. Mass starts at 6 p.m. at St. Michael Church, 10 North Mississippi Avenue. For more information, contact Sister Kiara at 609-343-1545. And no RSVP is necessary for this event on Friday, August 2nd in Atlantic City.
But it is a great event. I was there last year, and as someone who is not easily impressed by anything, I was blown away by the event. I mean, I couldn't believe the success it had. For one thing, St. Michael's Church in Atlantic City was almost filled to capacity. And then the sheer number of people who went out to the streets and then invited just strangers out on the streets to come in and pray with them and light a candle just for a moment. Nothing crazy. But just having conversations with people on the street about their faith and going all the way up to the Atlantic City boardwalk. The sisters went out as well. And naturally, people just gravitated towards them because, it's unusual to see a sister in full habit in walking along the Atlantic City boardwalk in the evening. So that was pretty amazing. But everyone just glowed when they spoke with them, and it was just an incredible event. I honestly cannot believe it. It was just wonderful. So if you're so inclined, or you've ever had that thought but you're scared, this is the one to come to. So I highly encourage it.
Yeah, it's funny, Mike. Speaking of, you don't see that every day, seeing the sisters on the boardwalk. But I was at a friend's house a few weekends ago, and he said he was with his family on the AC boardwalk and saw the sisters just eating ice cream right there on the boardwalk. And that's
sisters
cool.
Don't eat ice cream. That's crazy talk. No, just kidding.
Oh,
they do.
Well,
they love it.
Especially during the summer. Yeah. Ice cream is delicious.
Yeah, I have no doubt that there was parishioners who gave that to them because I don't think the sisters have to buy much. They are beloved in Atlantic City. They just show up. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
The way people reach out to the sisters lovingly to them is truly amazing. I'm routinely amazed by that because it's not my first reaction to anything, and to see people being so gracious and wonderful and generous is really quite kind. But the sisters, receive all of that generousness, very, humbly, and immediately turn it around and bring it back to the people.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's generosity begets generosity, kind of. The sisters kind of get the ball rolling there in that community. So then August 11th, we've talked about this, the Summer in the City program here for youth in the Diocese of Camden will take place once again, Sunday, August 11th through Saturday, August 17th. This is a week-long project where youth are given the opportunity to live and work the gospel of service and social justice. There'll be different opportunities to go to multiple work sites, such as daycare centers, housing rehabilitation sites, soup kitchens, food pantries, gardening programs, and senior care centers, to and basically understand to understand their awareness and understand the importance of the rights and dignity of the human person. And also, it gives them a chance to use their talents and abilities to help their neighbor. So for more information, you can go to or call 856-583-2908. Participation is open to any student in high school in 2019, and all levels of experience, whether you're skilled at building a house or whatever, serve as a veteran if you were, or if you've never picked up a hammer before or never done this type of work, you can come one, come all. So this is going to be again Sunday, August 11th through Saturday, August 17th. And youth will be housed at the Kairos Retreat Center in Absecon, New Jersey, next to Holy Spirit High School. And then with going back to Atlantic City once again in the middle of August for not just Atlantic City, but down the shore for the Wedding of the Sea celebration on the Feast of the Assumption, surrounding the Feast of the Assumption, August 15th. The Vigil of the Assumption at 4:30 p.m. at St. Anne Church in Wildwood. Bishop Sullivan will preside over the blessing of the sea, followed by, well, there'll be Mass, and followed by a procession to the ocean. And the next day, August 15th, he'll be celebrating 12 noon Mass at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City for the on the Feast of the Assumption. And as in Wildwood, he will be processing to the sea, and also he'll process with the Blessed Mother. And there'll be benediction on the boardwalk, followed by the Wedding of the Sea ceremony, where he'll go on into a boat and throw a wreath into the waters. Hopefully it'll be a good weather. I believe it was a nice day last year, right, Mike?
Yeah, both days were very nice. They were gorgeous, actually. It's always a nice evening in Wildwood, usually around 4 or 5 o'clock when that procession is held. It's Mass and then the procession, and then Bishop going out into the ocean, and that's a really nice event. And then Atlantic City is usually, I think, Mass around 11 or noon, I think.
Yeah, noon Mass, it says here.
Yeah, and that was another beautiful day, as opposed to the year prior when it rained and rained and rained.
Yeah.
But hey, he still went out there, though. He was going to get wet anyway, so I don't think it mattered to him, Bishop, that is. But no, it's one of my favorite events of the summer to look forward to.
Yeah, it really celebrates the relationship, and thanks to the Lord, it celebrates the relationship between the city and the sea, and thanks God for protecting the community. Thanking them for all the success and the fruitful harvest, and to the work of so many to build up the Atlantic City community and the Wildwood community, the shore communities.
Yeah, and the other. I mean, Cape May usually has something, and Avalon, Stone Harbor usually has something that same time period. But Bishop goes to the ones in Wildwood and Atlantic City, which is the reason why we promote those. But certainly check your parish's bulletins to see if they're going to be doing a Wedding of the Sea as well. I know last year we had a couple of people down at the one that took place in Stone Harbor, and they said it was beautiful as well.
Nice.
So,
I might have to make my way to. I've been to the one in Atlantic City. Maybe I'll try to make it out to one of the other shore communities this year.
You should.
I think, yeah.
Should be nice.
That should be on the table. And then this is October 3rd in Atlantic City as well, Resorts Hotel. This is going to be the annual Justice for All Awards dinner, celebrating the good work of Catholic Charities, their work to benefit the most vulnerable in southern New Jersey. And this year, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, the Archbishop of Manila and the President of Caritas Internationalis, will be honored at the Justice for All dinner, along with the local Disciples of Mercy. And this, for more information, this is going to start at 5:30 p.m. All proceeds go to Catholic Charities to benefit all the great work that they do here in the 6 southern counties of New Jersey. For more information, go to www.catholiccharities.camden.org/JFA2019. And Mike, are they still taking Disciples of Mercy?
They are.
Applications?
They are.
Okay, good. If you know a Disciple of Mercy, somebody who's done good work in the community to promote justice, to help the poor, nominate them to be honored, and who knows, maybe October 3rd will be a special day for them.
I hope so.
And Mike, we have an exciting guest with us today. We do. Cecilia.
We drove down to Ocean City on this gray day to actually we're doing a couple of interviews today, but the first one that you'll be hearing is the one with the owner and operator of the Tahiti Inn in Ocean City. She was great. I think you're going to enjoy that. She's particularly if you like a good South Philly accent. She was she was right up that right down that lane. So it was a treat for me. I had a blast talking with her. A lot of stuff that we talked about reminded me of my own life growing up in an Italian American family.
Well,
so it was nice.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for a good family story. You know, she had that. She really, I don't want to spoil anything, but she just told a really powerful story of her own family and lessons that she's learned and lessons that she's continuing on.
Yeah. And then we found out after that when we were done that she sits on the school board with people that I knew, actually the spouses of which I knew when I was working down the shore. So it turns out we were all sort of interconnected this entire time.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was a really great time. It's good. So I hope everyone will enjoy the episode, and here it comes.
Hey, Mike, we are here in Ocean City.
Yeah,
it's beautiful out here.
My favorite town in South Jersey.
Well,
Truly is.
We're gonna be spending.
Okay, my favorite town in the Jersey Shore. My favorite town in New Jersey, as everyone knows, is Elmer, New Jersey, because that's where I was born.
Oh. Well, then that's
my favorite town at the shore is Ocean City.
Okay, well,
and then right after that is Cape May, but Ocean City is my favorite town.
It's beautiful. We're right next to the boardwalk here at the wonderful Tahiti Inn.
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited about it.
And to find more info, it's I'll read the, if you're curious about it.
It's right behind the Surf Mall. Everyone's favorite place to shop for, all the stuff you forgot to bring with you is the Surf Mall. So when you come down for a week. So, yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks for the landmark.
Hey, man, this is one of my favorite places on earth. I'm so excited about being here. Even though it's kind of a rainy day, I'm very excited about being there.
Oh, I think any day down the shore is wonderful.
Yeah.
I think, and we're here with Cecilia Gallelli-Keyes. She's the owner / front office manager here at the Tahiti Inn. Cecilia, thank you so much for having us here today.
Oh, thank you, Mike and Pete. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you for a while and telling you about my background and the Tahiti Inn.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've been coming down here my entire life, and quite frankly, I know very few local folks that live down. I'm friends with a couple of people who I used to be and worked at other newspapers with, who are in and around the area, and of course our frequent guest Donna Ottaviano Britt. One of these days I'm going to get her full name out without stuttering. Has of course been on the podcast another time, and she's probably working about 20 blocks from here right now. But yeah, we never get to have local folks on, so thank you very much for joining us. I'm very excited about this.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. So how has the season been going for you? We're recording this on June 20 or July 23rd, I think.
Yes.
So.
On a Tuesday. We've been doing pretty well this summer, I have to say, and our guests have been wonderful.
Do you get a lot of repeat people coming in? Is it always like similar families every year, or is it a nice mix of new and old?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, before they leave, they actually reserve for the following year. And it's very interesting to watch and listen to them that they have to have their specific room number, their specific apartment, and if it's not open at their specific week or date for the following year, they actually, work their schedules around to make sure they get their favorite room or apartment. It's funny to watch.
That is a common story. When I was coming down here as a kid, it was always my aunt and uncle would get a place down here, and it always had to be the exact same place at the exact same time. And what I found is that is the norm.
Yes.
It is not weird. I used to think they were weird for doing that. That is completely normal.
No, and they'll argue with like, who's in there? How did they get it? Wait, we've been coming here forever. Wait. No, doesn't that apartment have our last name on it? And I'm like, no.
Well, that is summer tradition right there. And but that's also one of the things I love about it is the fact that no matter where I go in the city year after year, I will see the same faces at the same. Like if I come down the same week, I know I'm going to see the same faces that same week. It's great. I love it.
Mike, it's the greatest American family resort. How can you ask for anything better?
That is what Ocean City commercials keep telling us.
Yes,
that's right.
We're a dry town. It's a family-oriented vacation spot. And even the year-round locals, where it's all about family, it's all about community, it's all about, being together, enjoying our time together, sharing kindness. And we work together. If the city has a problem or the schools have a problem, we all join together and make it work.
Yeah.
That's when I hear the word or the name Ocean City, when I think about this town, I do think about family. Because it's so nice. You're right near the boardwalk, and coming in, I did see the families going in and out.
Yes.
And that was nice to see. There's a lot of traffic here. I think Ocean and 12th?
Yes.
I believe. So this is...
We're on Ocean, 12th and Ocean.
Yeah.
Yep.
And these
right off of Macamanco, Surf Mall.
Oh, perfect. Well,
Congo Falls and Jilly's Arcade.
Jilly's.
We got the spot here.
Throwing a lot of coins at Jilly's over my life.
Well, guess what? They don't have coins now. Now they got the little credit
cards. I know.
And the children love them. Oh, I got a credit card. I can spend whatever I want on it.
Oh my gosh. Well, and so this place has been here 25 years?
Well, our family has owned it for 30.
For 30.
And then prior to that, it was the Franks family who owned it. And before it was the Tahiti Inn, it was known as the Royal Crest back back in the 50s, I believe.
Yeah.
And so the people that came in, the Franks, I believe it was the sister, she came in and turned it all around into a Polynesian theme. The rocks outside our building are actually volcano rocks. We have the actual bamboos, and the waterfalls that are all around the property are man-made waterfalls. But every summer, everybody gets a kick out of the water because we dye it blue.
I noticed that as I was walking. I was like, yeah, the blue water. I love that.
No. And then they come in and ask us if we put 2,000 in the flushes.
Well, it's very clean that way. There you go.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
So, yeah.
How many rooms do you have here at the Tahiti?
We have approximately 45 rooms and 12 apartments, and the apartments contain between 1 to 2 bedroom, 2 baths that sleep up to 8, and families, the large ones, families that usually can't afford the whole apartment for the week because they run weekly. It's really nice to see that 2 families come in and they share the costs because, the times are rough sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's nice
that's
to
the
see
thing.
that.
Yeah, because even when times are rough, everybody wants that week down the shore.
Yes.
I mean that's the one thing
You'll make it happen
You
somehow.
will, because we think about this all the time. You really do need a break from life every now and again. And when you have someplace that, like Ocean City, that is so beautiful, has great restaurants. I remember growing up when all you could really get around here was pizza, and now you actually do have a ton of great restaurants in the area, and fancy and reasonable. We're running the gamut. You are so close to everything. I was actually coming over the bridge onto 32nd Street or 34th Street, and I had that exact thought. I was looking around, going, "What a wonderful family town! I can't believe it's actually stayed so pretty and beautiful and sedate as it has." I'm 47 now, and I've been coming here since I was a little kid, and if there have been any changes in Ocean City, it's only been for the better.
Oh, absolutely. And, our Mayor Gillian, he makes sure, our families are happy, and he keeps it, to that theme.
Yeah.
America's greatest family resort. And, our downtown merchants and our restaurants, there's different stuff for everybody. There's different stuff for children to do. There's glazed over, there's pottery shops, there's bead shops for children to make, necklaces and anything they want. There's painting that they can do down here, and then there's shops and restaurants, and so it's a really nice. And then all over the city, there's our playgrounds are so kept up, well kept up. And I think our playgrounds are a testament to how much we love our families and care about our children also. And then our boardwalk merchants, there's so much different stuff this year that I've seen for families to do. There's laser tag, there's escape rooms, and there's indoor mini golfs because for a rainy day, usually it was hard to do, find stuff to do with your children on a rainy day. So now there's indoor stuff. And more games for families. That we didn't have a lot of games. It used to be just rides. Now there's games also being incorporated in amusement parks, which is nice. So, we have a mixture of everything.
Yeah, and it's great for anybody who wants to do. Going up on the boardwalk in the morning, either running or on your bike when the bikes are still out on the boardwalk in the morning. And then coming around. It's such a perfect area, and I always, I've talked about this on the podcast before, Pete, but this is the kind of place where, so long as you're up to no good, you can ride around at 4 a.m. and feel completely safe. And the thing is I've never run into anybody not up to no good.
Try getting up there at 6 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's packed. I'm like, don't these people sleep?
No, they love it. I'm like, I'd rather be up all night rather than when doing that stuff. But when I was a teenager, thankfully I was a good kid. But me and my cousin, he's about 2 years behind me, and we would just walk around the whole city just because it was so peaceful and nice and enjoyable. I loved it. I loved it. And he lived here. I always tell people that, oftentimes people think of Ocean City as a summertime resort. I actually love it here in February.
Yes, absolutely.
When all the lights blink yellow and you can get from one side of the island to the other in 5 minutes. Pete knows this. There's a picture on my wall of actually a day not too dissimilar than this, but it's a rainy evening, but it's a rainy evening from February. It's just gorgeous, and it's you see the post office on one side and downtown on the other side. It's just this gorgeous photograph. It's what reminds me more of Ocean City than almost anything else. It's just how,
Oh, wow.
I don't know, it's just a beautiful town, and people just love coming back here. Right, Pete?
No, we have first night here.
Yeah.
And it's and first night is geared to a family-oriented night with non-alcoholic events.
Yeah.
And it's all over the city, and there's stuff, events for adults to do and events for families to do with little children. So, and it's all over the city. You pick, there's a chart, and it tells you what events going on, what musicals going on, and then we top it off at the end at midnight with fireworks.
Yeah.
And there's jitneys that drive you around. I mean, it's really nice. It's a really nice event. And we have other events during our off seasons too in November and stuff. So, I mean, the city tries to keep it going and to keep it full. And September is the best month to be down in Ocean City.
I agree.
I mean, we try to promote it with our facility. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, it's
Come on
the
here.
shoulder season. When I used to work down in Wildwood, and there was always an effort to promote May and September because those
Yes.
are considered the shoulder seasons. But I think some of the most fun things at the shore take place in September. It just I don't want to not necessarily promote another area, but Wildwood has at the end of September they have the Irish Fest, and that'll get 200,000 people there. And first night's the same way. I've been meaning to come to first night for years now, just because I hear such great things about it.
yeah.
Wow. And when does that take place?
First night?
It's the first
And
night
New
of the
Year's
year.
Eve.
Yeah,
First. Okay.
it's New Year's Eve.
Do you okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, like September, Ocean City has the air show. We have the street rod weekend. We have Walk for the Wounded with the veterans. We have different events each weekend in September.
Yeah.
So, and then Columbus weekend is a real big weekend here because we have we have the fireworks and we have the big street block party.
Yeah.
So.
I actually know two families that have moved to Ocean City from where I live in Glassboro this year, and it's rough for our school because two of my son's friends have both. That's how I knew because they both moved down. But I can't argue with them because it's such a great place to live.
Our school district is phenomenal. We were actually this year we were put on the map. Our district was our superintendent was chosen for superintendent of the year of the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
And our principal at the high school was chosen as the top principal in the state of New Jersey, and we actually had the top teacher in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of accolades, and we're continuing to move up, and we keep pushing to get nationally recognized as a school district. I mean, I also sit on the Ocean City School Board, so I'm very proud to represent them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
I love to hear that.
You're a parishioner at St. Damien too,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And speak a bit about that. It's
Oh, I was walking down or coming up the street. I was like, "Hey, look at that! It's a church right there." It's like not even 2 blocks from here.
Yes, which is
Wonderful.
very nice for us.
Yeah.
So it's close.
It's a nice short
My
walk.
mom and dad walk over all the time. My resident, I live down on 28th and Bay. So my church is actually Our Lady of Sorrow down on 40th, I believe 40th and Central. But it's all the churches in Ocean City are under one umbrella, which is St. Damien's. So.
Yeah.
And
And they're so big too. They're
Huh?
big. They're big and beautiful. Like It took me a
Yes.
while to actually make it to all three. Like on vacations, make it to all 3 churches. They're also beautiful, and they're huge too. And during the summertime, they're packed.
Oh, and they have a prayer on the beach when the sun rises in the morning. The Catholic Church does. I don't know. If you're aware of that.
I was not aware of that.
Yes,
I love that.
absolutely.
I gotta start reading the bulletin more often.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that sounds. I mean, there's just something about being on the beach for me. This might sound heretical, but it's almost like a spiritual experience sometimes. Not so much in church. I get that church, but I don't know. There's something. I grew up going a little bit north here, Long Beach Island in New Jersey. But there's just something about the water and especially like during the sun. When you get there before the sunrise, there's few things that are like that.
Pete,
Ever.
it's God surrounding you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Exactly.
my
God's
mom would
presence.
be. Yeah, that's true. Although if I were there before the sun rose, my first question would be, why am I awake? I want to go back to bed because I'm not a morning person. But I'll be there for when the sun goes down, though. That's not a problem. I'm there for that.
See, I'd love the best thing about the sunrise is after sunrise you get breakfast somewhere.
Okay, that's a good point.
That is now what's a good?
Well, if you go right down 12th Street here to Asbury Avenue, it's called Sunrise Cafe.
Perfect.
That's perfect for your Pete.
Yes, I am back here. So, how did your family? She said, how did your family
come to
Tahiti?
Yes. Well,
thank you.
Well, okay. So my family, we're Italian American descent. So my parents came from Italy. I can't even remember the year. Well, my mom was 24. My dad, I believe, was 20 when they came over. My mom was a citizen because my grandmom. My great grandparents were here vacationing, and my great grandmother was pregnant.
Oh wow!
And I guess the baby came early, so the baby was born here.
Wow, really?
So my grandmother had citizenship to America, but so when my mom grew up as a teenager and she, showed interest that she wanted to come to America and just work for the summer or whatever, my grandmom said, "Listen, I can transfer you my citizenship to you." So you can use whatever you want to do. You can live there or whatever. I'll transfer you to citizenships into you. I guess they're allowed to do that. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with how that works. So that being said, my mom came here and lived with family and was working. So meanwhile, back in Italy, this is back in the day now, the parents used to arrange the marriages. Uh-huh. So my grandparents were working on arranging a marriage for my mom, and I guess they chose my dad, and they literally wrote each other back and forth.
Really?
In letters. And they had a romance through letters, never met before. Yeah.
Wow, that is old school.
She came back to Italy, met him, and a couple months later got married. And then they decided to come to America and start their life. So, and they came to New York, and from New York they went and started their life in South Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
At Stella Maris Parish.
Good.
Yes, and that's where I attended growing up, me and my brothers. So.
Yeah.
So from there, my dad, he spoke Italian, and, he was trying to get jobs to bring his family forward, and he worked for a big auto group, and because my dad was a mechanic in trade, and they used to discriminate and make fun of him with his accent and, give him a hard time. They used to give him the crappy shifts all the time, and because he couldn't really defend himself and speak up for himself. And then my mom was pregnant with my older brother, and she went into labor, and the foreman at the place won't let him leave because he said, if you leave, you're going to lose your job. So my dad swore that day that he was going to save up money enough that his children would never work under anybody. Wow. And they would never be discriminated against. So, that being said, me and my brothers thought we were poor our whole entire life because I guess he scraped and saved every penny he could. And I was 17 when my father said, "Oh, we're going to go look to buy a hotel and the family business." And we looked at him like, because we lived in this little row home in South Philadelphia, real small.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't a great neighborhood. And, we just didn't think that we had any money to do that. And he surprised us. And we were looking in Wildwood and Ocean City. And we actually chose Ocean City because me and my brothers were teenagers, and Wildwood's kind of like a lot of teenagers.
Right.
And we know what goes on sometimes there. So, and when we heard that this was a dry town, we actually talked my dad into purchasing here because we figured as soon as we heard families, we figured it's a better industry to get into over here as far as hospitality.
Yeah.
And so we purchased the Tahiti. And the first couple of years, me and my brothers worked for free for my father to help him, put new renovations into the place because it was run down, and so we struggled, but we made it, and here we are today, 30 years later.
Wow.
I'm about
amazing.
to cry.
Oh, well, but that's a great success story. See, I love hearing stuff like that, especially knowing that a dad wanted to do that kind of stuff for his family, so they'd never have to have the same struggles that he had growing up. I think that's beautiful, and the fact that, I mean, with 30 years of wisdom ahead of him, found primo location that he was able to buy as a mechanic. You know?
Yes, and then his upbringing was very influential in everything because and his Catholic faith. And to give you a little synopsis about background on that, my father was a monk in Italy when he was a teenager. I believe from 15 to 18, I believe he went into the order. And I guess he lived the life of a monk, and he decided that wasn't for him. So he left the order, but he learned what sacrificing was all about.
Yeah.
He learned what it was to sleep in the cold and a hard bed, and to pray every day and talk to God and be close to him. And that gave him the strength to really believe in himself that he can actually save enough money and still grow, provide for his family. And faith was very strong in our household. Like we had to eat together every night as a family, and we would say our prayers every night before we touched our food.
Yeah, right.
And in today's world, the family unit, I believe, has been lost. But it's nice, that we had that opportunity to see like what a true family unit is, and to actually pray and thank God for our food and our blessings every night at the table, and say our prayers before we went to bed every night. So, and my mom always had the saint calendar hanging in the kitchen with all the saints, and we would celebrate the saint days and the namesake days. So it was really nice, and we would celebrate the saints all the time. So growing up.
I love that. I love hearing stories like that. It reminds me of my family's growing up as well. My Italian grandparents were the exact same way. Lived in South Philly all their lives, and you went to their house, and it was always, you always said your prayers, always had good food, which is always very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Homemade wine.
Oh man, you're taking me back right now. It's in all the best ways possible. Where in South Philly did you, like, what were the streets you guys grew up on?
10th and Johnson, 10th and Packer, Stella Maris Parish. So that's where we grew up.
Okay. I really do appreciate that. And, you're talking a little bit about your dad and having been a monk and having that dedication. And I think sometimes we forget because, we live in a very, it's the society today, in addition to the family unit being fractured, there's just so much to distract us, right? There's so much around us, cell phones, social media, iPads, iPods, computers, whatever. In your case, guests always here, and having that singular focus like your father did, that really says a lot. And the fact that he was able that you as his daughter kind of recognize that as being one of the elements that made him successful here. And I think that's an example of why you're so invested in the community now. I mean, your father invested in you, and now you're and you invested in your family, but you're also invested in the community at large. I think that's great. Yes,
especially my specialty is children. I feel like they're so innocent, and they need that. They need strong people to protect them and to guide them, especially in today's age and world. Like, we need good leaders, and I believe the faith is a part of that. I was kind of explaining to Pete before the cast that, like, on the school board, around Christmas time, I always say Merry Christmas, and I always say, after our flag salute and our Pledge of Allegiance, I always say God bless America, and them things have kind of like been lost. And me as one of the leaders here, I kind of like want that back.
Yeah.
I miss doing all that, and sometimes society tries to correct us, or me personally, and I try to be a strong person and a strong leader, and just say, no, my background, my faith, this is how I was taught, and I still believe in it, and I'm strong, inner strong.
Yeah. There's a lot of truth to that. I mean, I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus, and in Pittman they have their Christmas parade, but across the street in Pittman, which is Pittman was developed as a sort of a Christian summer camp was really how it was created. So it still has its Christian elements, but there's a big banner across that says "Keep Christ in Christmas." And the Knights of Columbus walk with a second banner that says "Keep Christ in Christmas" as they come up. We get applauded every single time we come walking through town, and I think because people do want to see that, and it's not a dig at any other religion. It's just that this is our faith, and this is the time of year when we proclaim our faith, and this is the manner in which we proclaim our faith. It's not an indictment against any other religion. It's hey, Merry Christmas just means that me and my Christian faith are wishing you a Merry Christmas.
It's just like if a Jewish person, you say Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's the big deal, you know? And just to let you know, Ocean City families, we do put our little signs up on our lawns that say "Keep Christ in Christmas." I have one.
Nice.
It's in my garage. I put it out every holiday. So yes,
like
it's you know, it breaks my heart to see and hear things like that, you know, and I try, like I said, I try to keep my values, and I don't try to promote my values on anyone. And I just, you know, I try to teach my boys. I have two sons, Joseph and Luciano. My oldest is 23 and my youngest is 21. And I try to teach them what it is to be a strong person and to stand up for what you believe in, but not to step on anybody's toes. And that's all what it's about. So
That's right.
Have your sons gone into the Tahiti Inn business?
my older son works for me, but he just graduated Stockton University in finance. So he's looking for employment. He just graduated in December. And my younger one's studying for education. He's at Liberty University online. He does. And I also have a boyfriend and I have a new child that I take care of, which I love immensely. He just turned 5. So I'm at it again. And I love them both dearly. And they're a joy to my life. And, people, kind of say, you really want to do that again? I'm like, absolutely. I love children.
Yeah, sure.
And they're a joy to my life. And that's my specialty, like I previously mentioned. And
they keep you young, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're gonna
absolutely keeps my wrinkles away from me.
That's right.
It makes me smile instead of cry. No, yeah.
Sometimes that is true. I agree with you. I got an 11-year-old, and every now and again, that kid I'll be having a bad day, and he'll just do something funny. I go, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he'll annoy me, and I'll go, good. but that's the beauty of kids.
Yeah.
I'm never bored. I'll tell you that. I'm never bored at all. So, just sort of as we wrap up here, anything you want to sort of tell people about the hotel and the Tahiti and things that they might want to be aware of?
Tahiti, it's me and my brothers, Pat and Franco, and my mom and dad. We've been together for 30 years, and like any family business, there's the good times and the bad times because you're working with family. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we get ourselves together and we realize we're a family. We're here together. We did this as a family unit. And, we get strong and we give our customers the best service we could possibly can. We're here night and day, which the customers love that. And they've been coming here for years. And I consider the Tahiti customers, our guests, our family.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. Like, my boys grew up with a lot of the families that were coming here, and now they're like friends forever, and they keep in touch. And and then watching children that were coming here when I was 17 to now, and they're coming with their children, it's kind of a little sad and disheartening. But yes, me and my brothers, we anything the customers need, we're here night and day. We're hands on.
Yeah.
You'll see us cleaning rooms, like you'll see us like carrying luggage in. You'll see us in the laundry room. You'll see us doing the landscaping. We're hands on.
That's
we're
great.
not owners that just put managers and employees on. And I have employees that've been working for us for 15 years.
Yeah.
So that's a testament right there. Like how well we run our business.
Yeah.
So and hopefully people can come and try us out. Give us a try and come and have a wonderful stay in America's greatest family resort.
Well, thank you very much, Cecilia. That is absolutely wonderful. And how can they find them again, Pete?
They can go to www.tahitiinn.com or call 609-399-0130.
And you have a dedicated Facebook page,
yes,
too, right?
We have a Facebook page. And
right.
And if you call the number, you can personally ask for me.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Okay, I'll remember that. No,
See that
because
star.
Very nice.
in the fall, like you're
Star
talking
service.
September. That's the thing. You're talking about September. Maybe I might take you up on it. I'll give you a call.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come and
actually
see me.
sounds a lot
Come
of fun.
and see me.
You got it.
Get a slice of mac and mango.
I love
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Cecilia, thank you very much for
thank
sitting
you,
with us
guys.
today and giving us this location. And Pete, thank you for setting this up. And listeners, thanks for listening.
God bless.
We appreciate it. God
Thank
bless
you.
everybody.
Thank you.